Good day everyone, especially to our professor, Ma'am Edna Lynn Bulandos. My name is Lauren Sopumin from BSBE 1. Today, I'm going to make a topic to our subject. So, my topic for today is all about pandemic. Nowadays, all over the world suffering from this kind of pandemic, the so-called coronavirus or COVID-19. People having a difficult economic life. As I have observed, people they don't believe in this kind of disease. Some people are depressed because they have no source of living. On the other hand, the rich people and businessmen also suffering from this economic depletion. The mere fact that we should be strong, challenge to make a recovery and to fight against in this challenging virus. We must consider this crisis to start a new life and to unwind. Pandemic is not easy for us to all to survive. But if you are in a good condition right now, be thankful because you're good. So, lesson learned. We are stronger than ever. Thank you.
Haruki Murakami once said, "And once the storm is over, you won't even remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain, when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what this storm is all about." There's a lot of things that happen in the year 2020, but what most destroying is the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID originated in Wuhan, China, with the first case in December 2019, and gradually spread all over the world, which led to millions of deaths. Those deaths, children, teenagers, adults, elders, they have faced organizing deaths. There are things that are still uncertain, like where the virus came from. It is man-made, from animals, from environment, we do not know. Throughout this pandemic, there are things that we have learned. It differs from person or another, but for me, it is the patient to stay at home and of course to somehow distance ourselves, value what there and what is not. Not being with my mother this pandemic is really affected me. But recently I realized even she's not here physically, her words are there to guide me. You might hate when your mother scolds you, but when she's not on your side, you might find yourself missing her nagging you. Her words helped me through this storm. That's why I'm still alive despite of millions of deaths. I consider this pandemic as a storm, because just like any other storm, this pandemic will eventually be over. I entered this pandemic fragile, not knowing what to do, which way to go. But having someone to guide you is what got me through. The values that I have learned, they will surely be with me now forever. Fellow classmate, mom, in order to survive, one must learn to listen and be thankful that we have, and value people that are around us, and depend on each other, help each other out. Because in the end, the person who stay are the one who will help us and every problem we face. Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. Angel Perez from the SBA. College is a life-changing battle. Every strongest people survive. And before you finish college, you have to undergo different programs to complete the units that make up your degree. The program Contemporary World highlights changes. It is an eye-opener for us to see that the world is changing. According to John Maxwell, growth, change is inevitable, growth is optional. The world revolves continuously, so the people. If the world requires us to become globalized, then we need to agree on how globalization works. Before globalization takes place, each country must indicate and talk about the contemporary issues the people, the government, and the whole nation has. These issues include the environment, education, justice, and others. Through globalization, the status of the world's economies, cultures, and population was shared in an organization. On the other hand, the duties of this organization are to find possible solutions and to extend their help to the problematic country. The cross-border trade in goods and services, technology, and flows of investments. However, as the world becomes globalized, some countries are against the purpose of it. They do not support trades from the big countries. This happens in today's generation. A great example of this situation is the pandemic that we are currently facing. A country tends to cancel the trading of goods because they're protecting the health of their countrymen. Nevertheless, the information given earlier, have you ever asked yourself about the importance of studying this program? And how are you contribute to globalizing our world as a student? At first, I don't care about this subject. However, as time passes by, I got to realize its importance. This program helps me in different aspects of my life. It enables me to be part of the democratic life and develop an attitude of openness to the world and respect of diversity. Negative impacts surrounds globalization. I don't want to add myself to the negativity. We are bound to the last week of this sem. May we apply the knowledge that this program gave us in the real world. Thank you.
What is the state of justice here in the Philippines? Has corruption ended once noble profession? Is justice really for sale? Is justice for only rich people? That are the few questions that I heard in the Filipino people. It's been a week since the Desera case and the mother and son who was shot dead by a policeman. On December 20, 2020, the killing of mother and her son in a close range by an off-duty officer has caused an outrage in the Philippines and called a reform in our country's police force. The video went viral on social media, but police CINES said that the video is not a proper evidence for the case, while Nuesca, the suspect, pleads not guilty. While on the other hand is the case of Desera. On January 1, 2021, Desera was found unconscious in a bathtub in a hotel room in Makati City after a night partying. The 11 respondents denying it. The PNP said that the cause of death of Desera is rape with homicides. But the 11 suspects and the autopsy said that the cause of death of Desera is aneurysm. These are the example of injustice system. The mother and the son who was shot dead with the solid evidence neglected by our PNP, while the Desera case who haven't a solid evidence was forced by the police that the cause of death of Desera is rape with homicide. There are many more cases here in the Philippines that are not resolved. These are only examples. Many more injustice system is not resolved. It long past the time for the Philippines to clean up with the justice system and catch up with reality. The Congress need to change the law that makes Filipino people look more ridiculous, cruel, and uncaring. It is a law that has been used to condemn many people, destroy their lives, burden them with criminal records, destroy the reputation and their good name of an innocent, and cleaning the name and the reputation of the true criminal. The law does not see the terrible consequences of the conviction. Our criminal justice law has never been able properly exonerate the innocent and punish the guilty.